Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again. Thank you for watching. This is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Please like, subscribe, and share to help the channel grow. And last night I wore the shirt right back here behind me, End All Racism, the EAR shirt that was designed by our man Apollo, as was the shirt I'm wearing right now. This is number 2 of the prototypes, and we'll have the third one on tomorrow night. We all rise together, EAR, End All Racism. And that's going to be the purpose of EAR, Ending All Racism. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be quick. It's not going to be pain-free, probably, but it needs to be done. It needs to be started, and 2021 is the year that it will be begun. So, and the shirts are not available at this time. Had somebody say, hey, I'll drive to Indiana and buy that shirt. I appreciate that. I really do. And we will have them available very soon. A portion of the funding is going to go to getting EAR off the ground, getting the legal work done, the paperwork and establishment, and formulating the EAR platform, if you will. We'll have a website. We'll probably have a channel, and we're going to have a lot of, not a lot, but we're going to have legal expenses, and the sale of the t-shirts, part of that's going to go to help make that happen. So again, let me give you one more look. Here is prototype number 2. It'll be hanging up back behind me tomorrow night on the Tuesday episode. And the Tuesday episode, January 5th episode, we're going to have a panel. My hope is if everybody is able to show up, my hope is we're going to have an all-star panel. As the current resident of the White House will say, it's going to be huge. It's going to be magnificent. It's going to be the best panel ever. All-star panel. It will be Apollo, Galaxy Boog, Starchild. And Starchild will actually be our first female guest. We've had female guests lined up in the past, and something's always happened. So I'm really looking forward to that, because so many strong women in our country, and too often their voices aren't heard. So Star's going to join us. Hopefully Angry Knuckles, True Soldier, and finally my man from Indy, True Trey, is going to be with us. So hopefully we're going to have a 6-person panel if everyone is able to make it. And we're going to be talking about everything going on. What's happening. We're going to talk about everything from Grandmaster Jay to what happens on the 6th of January. Now, this is the 4th day of 2021, and tomorrow is all eyes on Georgia, as the Georgia election will be held to determine the 2 senators from the state of Georgia that will join the 98 other senators in the United States Senate to determine over the next 4 to 6 years what happens in our country. So it's a big election. All eyes also on Georgia, because as we reported in the last episode in our Sunday Night Live, the President of the United States tried to influence the election by calling the Georgia Secretary of State and asking him to find 12,000 votes that aren't there to overturn an election. That's called election tampering. That is against the law. That is a very severe and serious charge. And prosecutors are looking at leveling that charge against the current occupant of the White House, which he brought on himself by not accepting the fact that he lost an election nationally by 7 million votes. Now, if you listen to the entirety of his phone call trying to pressure the Georgia election official into overturning an election. You will hear the voice of a very troubled person, in my opinion. Um, he said he claims that he won every single state. Um, Now, I don't doubt he won the state I live in. I don't doubt that at all. It was like 79-21 or something as far as percentages go. I have no doubt he won Indiana, but he did not win every state. The man's troubled. And when you have a leader that is emotionally and possibly even mentally troubled, it's not a safe place. And we aren't in a safe place. Now, January 6th comes Wednesday. And as I said, we'll be talking about that on the panel tomorrow night. But we have a little bit of a glimpse into what potentially could happen. I've been informed that there is a plan to basically hold Congress hostage. There's a plan that the supporters of Trump, if you will, a coalition of 3%ers, people just calling themselves patriots, not affiliated with any militia, Oath Keepers and Proud Boys. Proud Boys, again, not a militia, more of a street gang. And they plan on basically surrounding the Capitol building and holding Congress hostage until they get their will, and their will is for Donald Trump to remain president for the next 4 years and beyond. And that's incredibly dangerous, and I don't think enough people are taking it seriously. Now, let's look at what the mayor of Washington, D.C. is saying. This is an important message from the District of Columbia alert system. Mayor Bowser is continuing preparations for this week's First Amendment activities. She'd previously directed DC Homeland Security and emergency management agents to stand up the district's Emergency Operations Center beginning Monday today to coordinate the response for the upcoming First Amendment demonstrations permitted by the National Park Service scheduled for January 5th. So tomorrow is when most of them will arrive in Washington, D.C. And by them, I mean the Trump supporters, the groups that I had just listed, those that are not part of a militia, but are Trump supporters and plan to take up arms to keep him in office. Those that are parts of militias, 3%ers, Oath Keepers, and the basic street gang Proud Boys. So they will start arriving tomorrow. Now, that will give us an idea of if there is going to be something major happen. If there are a lot of people turning out tomorrow, then we can expect probably double the amount on Wednesday. So will there be a significant force? We will soon see. The notification goes on. The EOC, that's the Emergency Operations Center, serves as a coordination hub between district agencies, regional and federal partners. On Tuesday, the Metropolitan Police Department begins its full activation with all staff reporting full response on Tuesday and Wednesday. Mayor Bowser instructed district agents to create a comprehensive public safety response to ensure resident safety. Additionally, Homeland Security and Metropolitan Police are conducting event overviews for the Council of the District of Columbia, faith leaders in the downtown business community. Residents are encouraged to report suspicious activity by making a report through jwatchdc.org or by calling 911 for an immediate threat or for an emergency. Metropolitan Police and Homeland Security are coordinating among district agents with federal authorities to ensure residents and businesses remain safe, Mayor said. I am asking Washingtonians and those who live in the region to stay out of the downtown area on Tuesday and Wednesday and not to engage with demonstrators who come to our city seeking confrontation. and we will do what we must do to ensure all who attend remain peaceful. Members of the public and anyone attending the events are reminded that district laws prohibits anyone from carrying a firearm within 1,000 feet of any First Amendment activity. Under federal law, it is illegal to possess firearms on the U.S. Capitol grounds and on the National Park Service areas, such as Freedom Plaza, the Ellipse, and the National Mall. Additionally, members of the public are reminded that the District of Columbia does not have reciprocity with other states' concealed pistol licenses unless a person has been issued a concealed pistol license by the District of Columbia. They cannot conceal carry a firearm in the city. And finally, it is illegal to open carry in the District of Columbia. Residents and commuters are encouraged to register for important alerts from the district by signing up for Alert DC at alertdc.com. Comprehensive list of traffic adjustments and street closures in effect Tuesday, January 5th, Wednesday, January 6th can be found at. And it gives a location, and then it goes on to list the potential street closures. The important information in there: you cannot open carry at all. You cannot conceal carry unless you have a Washington, D.C. District of Columbia issued license. And it is illegal to have any firearms of any kind on U.S. Capitol grounds or on national park grounds. Now, are they going to disarm those people that do show up with weapons? Only time will tell. If there are enough people that show up with weapons to outnumber law enforcement and federal agents, then no, they won't be disarming anyone. And that will lead to a potentially even more dangerous situation. We're going to talk about that and more coming up tomorrow night on our panel. Finally, Grandmaster Jay had his first morning mental since coming back. For those that don't know, Grandmaster Jay is the leader of the NFAC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition, a militia made up entirely of communities of color. And Grandmaster Jay was arrested on federal gun charges stemming from an incident in Louisville, Kentucky, the night before they ran the Kentucky Derby in September. And he was arrested the first week of December. And part of that arrest and part of him avoiding incarceration was that he would not be allowed to be on his social media platforms. His attorney, and when I found out the attorney he hired, I told everyone that he got a really good one. And his attorney has had that part of the agreement rescinded. So he is not incarcerated and he is back on social media. So his First Amendment rights have been restored. That was the one thing I had a major problem with, was them taking away a person's First Amendment rights over a gun charge. I understand them not allowing him having any weapons because of the charge. Now, I still think the charge was not justified, but that's just my personal opinion. So I can't mention Grandmaster Jay without mentioning Michi X after what happened last night. There are tons of programs that are going to focus solely on Michi X and her version of facts over feelings. Now, I don't watch other people's content. I don't watch other episodes of other shows in their entirety, with the exception of Michi X. And I do watch Michi because Michi's truthful and she speaks her truth and does it in a way that you have a little doubt that she believes what she's saying. So there will be I imagine Tariq Bey and Moorish World TV, they're going to have a field day with with Michi X's episode because of some of the things she said about Grandmaster Jay. Now, this program is not about getting in the middle of arguments between other people. That's not what this is about. This is about reporting. And I do have to report on Michi X's episode last night because she brought up some things that that are newsworthy. Number one, the second in command of the NFAC, and I'm not going to mention the name. You can find that on your own if you so desire, is no longer with the NFAC. And when you consider that, that person's gone, that Star is gone, that Delta DEFCON was gone and has been gone for a long time. And then Michi X on top of that, you got 4 leaders and 4 supporters that have been basically pushed away. That is significant. Now, I don't report on personalities as per se. What I've reported on Grandmaster Jay, I stand by. I've reported that I don't believe he's an agent. Michi X said the same thing last night. I've reported that from what I've heard, I don't agree with how he treats people, but that's none of my business. Michi X confirmed that last night. And I've reported that being humble is not necessarily in Grandmaster Jay's repertoire. And Michi X confirmed that last night. So I stand by everything I've reported. I've also reported that Grandmaster Jay has taken the NFAC into numerous formations in numerous locations and done so successfully by not having anyone arrested, by not having any shots fired in aggression, and by basically showing up and leaving peacefully. And I've always said, in my opinion, the NFAC is about a show of power, not a show of force. It is a political tool, not a military tool, in my opinion. That's what has been happening with the NFAC. And whether that is indeed all about just elevating Grandmaster Jay, as has been suggested, that's not for me to determine. I've never told anyone to join or anyone not to join the NFAC. That's not my place. My place is reporting on alternative news, and that's what we do. There are enough sites that function simply on tearing other people down, trying to get views, including me. It's happened to me numerous times, and I don't report on it because it's not really news. It's just part of the social media world. So we will be back tomorrow night with a panel, and I'd really like to put a panel together with Michi X and Star and KFOS and I said I wasn't going to say his name, but it's been out there, and KFOS is a gun manufacturer. So KFOS is a gunsmith, I should say. So if you're if you're looking for weapons, at least give him a look. I would recommend from what I've heard. Okay. So yeah, I'd like to have a panel with Michi X and Star and KFOS and Delta, to have the 4 of them discuss what actually happened to each one of them as far as Grandmaster Jay is concerned. I think that'd be newsworthy. If the man is not suitable to lead an organization, it's better to know about it before you join the organization. Just like if the person that is currently in the White House is not suitable to be president of the United States, We need to make sure he's not. Just something to think about. We'll be back with another edition of the American Doofus Show very soon. Thank you again for watching. I love you all. Peace. See you next.